So I'll quickly admit everybody else. All right, confirm if you can hear me, guys. Give me some reactions if you can hear me. I'd love to see some reactions. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Silas, again. I love to see it. Thank you, Junior. Amazing. Cool. So we will start the session. Okay. So allow me to just share my screen. Right. Okay. So, yeah. Can you see my screen, guys? Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen. Give me some reaction. Thank you. Thank you, Silas. Thank you, Junior. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Bailey. Thank you, Sonny. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, awesome. So quickly, rules of engagement, and yeah, so I think before we begin, it's very important that you actually set the mode right. And before I get started and before I forget, let me start recording so that you could just swiftly get into this. Oh, and by the way, if you are in Nairobi, we are live hosting and live streaming the session at Blockchain Center, and we always do this every Tuesday and every Thursday, so you are welcome to join us. Yes, we have some nice coffee. Yeah, we will serve you some coffee, so you don't want to miss it if you're a coffee lover. Okay. Yeah, we will offer you some coffee, okay? All right, so let me just start recording. Great. Amazing, and we are live. So everybody, welcome to week 2, session 2 of payment cohort building towards mini hack. This is the road to mini hack. And we are very, very excited that you have been consistent in showing up for yourselves, and now you're here. You know, this is what, the 5th, 6th session, 4th session? Yeah, this is the 4th session, and we'd love to see you all. As always, before we begin, like just rules of engagement, we want to see you, we want to put a name to a face. So please turn on your camera if you can, because we would love to see you, we would love to celebrate you. Yeah, we'd just love to see who is part of our community, okay? And of course, if you're not speaking, please, 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 mute your microphone. We will give you a chance to unmute yourself and speak whatever you would love to speak to us about. And of course, real quickly, drop us your name in the chat. Where are you joining us from? We always love to see where you all are joining us from. We've had guys joining us from Kenya. Of course, those are the majority. We've had guys joining in from Malawi. We've had guys joining in from Tanzania. Lovely to see. Yeah, we actually had guys joining in from Ghana as well. So yes, we love to see it. So please drop us where you're joining from. We love to see where you're coming from, okay? I see you, Jeff from Kenya. I see you, Junior, one of the most consistent people. I see you, Jackson from Kenya, Sandra from Kenya. Wow, it looks like tonight we have so many folks joining in from Kenya, which is great, right? I see Kipto, I see Anthony, you invited Brian. That's what's up, that's what you want in this community. Build together, learn together, share the knowledge with people that you love, our community members, and just our friends, basically. That friend that is trying to explore Web3 or blockchain, we encourage you to invite them because there's something for everybody in this cohort, okay? Pardon me in case of any background noises. Yeah, so we'll just like fix that shortly. Okay, and yeah, Love
Love
to
to
see
see
it.
it.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
we
we
encourage
encourage
you
you
to
to
be
be
more
more
present,
present
and
and
ask
ask
questions
questions
freely.
freely.
Okay, so
Okay,
there's
so there's
no dumb
no dumb
questions. So we
questions. So we
encourage you
encourage
to
you to
ask
ask
whatever
whatever
questions
questions
that you
that you
may
may
have.
have.
And
And
of
of
course,
course,
in
in
case you
case you
have
have
so
so
many
many
tabs
tabs
open,
open,
please
please
close
close
all the
all the
tabs
tabs
that you
that you
may
may
not
not
need
need
for
for
this
this
session.
session.
But if
But
you
if you
have
have
Avalanche
Avalanche
Builder
Builder
tab
tab
open,
open,
keep it
keep it
open.
open.
Okay,
Okay,
all
all
right.
right.
So
So
we
we
are
are
building a
building a
power
power
house
house
tonight,
tonight,
and
and
we
we
welcome
welcome
you
you
to
to
build
build
this
this
power
power
house
house
with
with
us
us
together.
together.
All
All
right.
right.
So
So
quickly,
quickly,
I
I
will
will
just
just
get
get
into
into
the
the
next
next
phase.
phase.
If
If
you've
you've
not
not
turned
turned
on
on
your
your
camera,
camera,
please
please
turn
turn
it
it
on
on
because we'd
because
love
we'd
to
love
see
to
you.
see you.
Unless
Unless you
can't
can't
really
really
turn on the
turn on the
camera,
camera,
that's
that's
when you
when
will
we will
understand.
understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So
So,
onto
onto
my
my
next
next
favorite
favorite
thing
thing
is
is
just
just
declarations.
declarations.
And these
And these
declarations are
declarations are
supposed
supposed
to
to
speak to
speak to
you. It's
you.
not
It's
just
not
a
just a
matter of
matter of
saying and
saying and
then
then
that's
that's
it.
it.
I
I
want you
want
to
you to
just
just
take your
take your
moment,
moment,
breathe
breathe
in
in
slowly,
slowly,
breathe
breathe
out,
out,
and
and
then we
then we
will
will
start
start
the
the
declaration.
declaration.
Okay?
Okay?
All
All
right.
right.
So I'll
So I'll
give you
give you
like
like
1 minute
1 minute
so
so
that you
that
can
you can
just
just
like
like
breathe
breathe
in,
in,
count to
count to
4,
4,
and
and
then
then
hold
hold
it, and
it, and
then
then
breathe
breathe
out.
out.
Okay?
Okay,
So we
so
will
we
do
will
it
do it
together.
together.
All
All
right?
right,
So
so
one,
1,
two,
2,
three.
3.
Let's all
Let's all
breathe
breathe
in.
in and
Out.
out.
Good.
But
If you're
if you're
doing
doing
it
it
correctly,
correctly,
you
you
should
should
notice
notice
that your
that your
nervous
nervous
system
system
is
is
actually
actually
relaxing.
relaxing.
And
And
in
in
case
case
had
had
stress, it
stress, it
should
should
start
start
slowly
slowly,
start to
start to
ease.
ease.
Okay?
Okay?
Right.
Right.
So
So
now I
now I
want you
want
to
you to
just
just
follow
follow
me.
me,
Place
place
your
your
hands
hands
on
on
your
your
laps
laps
if you're
if you're
sitting.
sitting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
know.
know.
Just
Just
place it
place
in
it
your
in your
laps, and
laps,
then
and
I
then I
want you
want
to
you to
just
just
take your
take your
time
time
slowly.
slowly.
We're
We're
giving
giving
it
it
like
like
how
how
many?
many?
Like
Like
2 minutes
2 minutes
to
to
just
just
say the
say the
declaration.
declaration.
Feel free to
Feel free to
say it
say it
out.
out.
Feel free
Feel free
to, you
to,
can
you can
unmute or you
unmute or you
cannot
cannot
unmute. You can
unmute, you can
unmute
unmute
yourself,
yourself,
but
but
you
you
want to
want to
say it
say it
like you
like you
mean
mean
it,
it,
okay?
okay?
And
And
just
just
take your
take your
time.
time.
There's no
There's no
rush.
rush.
Internalize
Internalize
every
every
word
word
that
that
you're
you're
speaking.
speaking.
If you
If you
are
are
confessing
confessing
that you're a
that you're a
builder,
builder,
feel
feel
it,
it, know it,
own it,
on it,
okay?
okay?
All right.
All right.
So
So
we'll
we'll
get
get
started.
started.
Declaration
Declaration
starts
starts
now
now
in
in
one,
1,
two,
2,
and
and
three.
3.
So
So
yeah,
yeah,
declare
declare
away.
away.
I'm a builder.
I'm a builder.
Builder. I
I
belong in
belong in
this
this
space.
space.
I
I
bring
bring
my
my
full
full
focus,
focus,
Focus, curiosity,
curiosity, and
and
courage
courage.
today.
Today,
Today
I'm
I
not too
am not
late.
too late. I'm
I'm
exactly on
exactly on
time.
time.
I,
I
I
I
ask
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 questions
questions
boldly.
boldly.
My
My
voice
voice
matters
is
here.
clear.
matters here.
I'm
I'm
learning
learning
with you and
and
teaching
teaching
others to
others
build
to build
the
the
same
So
solution.
listen.
I'm a
I'm
part
part
of
of
a
a
community
community
that
that
lifts each
lifts
other
each
up.
other up.
Today,
Today,
Today, I take one
I
step
take one
closer
step
to my
closer to my
vision.
vision.
okay,
and
and
amen to
amen to
that.
that.
So
So
I
I
hope you
hope you
said it
said
like
it
you
like
mean
you
it
mean it
because
because
this should be
this
your
should be your
guiding
guiding
principle. Every
principle. Every
time
time
you
you
feel some
feel
type
some
of way
type of
that
way
you're
that
not a
you're not a
builder
builder
enough, you
enough,
should
you should
remind
remind
yourself that
yourself
you are
that
a
you are a
great
great
builder and
builder
you
and you
belong in
belong
this
in this
space.
space.
Okay?
Okay?
Perfect.
Perfect.
So
So
quickly,
quickly,
I
I
will
will
again,
again
want to
want
just
to just
see
see
where we
where
are
we are
at. We
at. We
started
started
off at
off at
point
point
A
A
and B.
and B.
By
By
now, you
now,
should
you
be
should be
somewhere
somewhere
point
point
C,
C,
D,
D,
or
or
E.
E.
So
So
give me
give
the
me the
charts.
charts.
Where are
Where are
you
you
currently
currently
in your
in your
Web3
Web3
journey? So
journey?
the
So the
goal
goal
is to
is to
take
take
everybody
everybody
from
from
level
level
A
A
to
to
level
level
E.
E,
Okay,
okay?
by
By
end of
end of
this
this
cohort,
cohort,
payment
payment
cohort.
cohort.
So
So
give me the
give me the
charts.
charts.
Where are
Where are
you on
you
your
on your
Web3
Web3
journey? Are you
journey? Are you
totally
totally
new? Is
new?
this your
Is this your
first time
first time
here? Have
here?
you
Have you
heard
heard
about the
about the
term but
term
have
but
not
have
really
not really
built
built
anything?
trading? Have you
experienced
experienced a little, about wallets, about co-wallets now, about NFTs, etc.? Are you building or you built something in Web3 before? Are you already shipping here, and are you shipping and you're here to level up? Give me those give me those answers in the chat. I'd love to see it. I'll just quickly peep in the chat, see where we are all at.
Oh,
Oh, I can see. Where are you guys? What is your pre-journey so far? Where are you at in your pre-journey so far? Oh, I see Lawrence. Welcome. Lawrence, you are new. No problem. Just welcome to the community of great minds. I'm sure you will find this session very, very impactful and insightful. Okay. So don't just away. All right. Cool. I see Vincent. Vincent, you are, you built something that is good. Jeff too, you built something that is really good. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I think Vincent and Jeff, you are both experienced a little, okay? And then TJ, you are building something already in your pre. Interesting. Love to see what you're building. I see Kenny Jr., you are experienced. All right. I also see you, Belly Tamar, you have built something in the pre. What have you built? Tell us what you're building. All right. So I see you, Roman. I see you, Moses. I see you are experienced a little. That's great. I see you, Kevin. You have built something. Wow, impressive. Lawrence, you're new here. Welcome. Of course, Sandra, you're new. Welcome. George, I see you are already building something. Great, impressive. Brandon too. You are already experienced. Love it. So by this level, if you've been consistently joining our sessions, you should be around experience level, starting to think about building a solution. But if you're joining in for the first time, no problem at all. We welcome you all to our amazing community where we uplift one another and encourage you to continue showing up and inviting your friends. And yeah, hopefully we will get to scale up all together. Collectively. Okay, so if you're new, I'm sure you have maybe not signed up for, the mini hack. Can you see my screen, guys? I hope you can. Oh yeah. Sorry. All right, so please scan the QR code and sign up for mini hack. Okay, so the actual mini hack is happening in August. What you're doing right now is just launch mini hack, teaching you, training you on how to build scalable solutions on average. And of course, it starts by you understanding the fundamentals first before you even get to building hands-on. And tonight's session is actually going to be quite advanced. So if you are new, don't worry. What we encourage you is just to catch up with all our sessions that we already hosted. We have all this uploaded on YouTube, and we will share with you all this information. I hope that you're also part of our community, because there you'll get all the support and all the resources that you need. Okay, so if you've not signed up, please scan and sign up for our mini hack. All right, cool. So quickly, I'll just introduce the agenda for tonight. Tonight's agenda is very exciting and very interesting because we as well have a guest. And so before I get into the guest part, we will, of course, we have welcomed all of you into the session. My name is Lavender. If in case you missed it, I am, product design for this initiative, and I am happy to see you all consistently show up for yourselves and with your people and your friends and your family, whatever it is. Okay, we've already done our formations. Now you will know that you are actually in the right community, you should be in the right mindset, the right headspace, and be intentional in this session, okay? And of course, onboarding and checkpoints. So we have quests, and these are very important because through these quests you're able to see where you're at, level of understanding, knowledge level. So we would love to see where you're at. And before I finish all this, we have a leaderboard. Our leaderboard is live, guys. Like we promised, the leaderboard is live, so we'll be sharing the leaderboard in the course of the session. So we would take a minute, I think, after in between, and just check out the leaderboard, okay? But then for me to be able to know where you all are at, the session 1, week 1, and session 2, week 1 were great sessions, and most of you have actually completed the quest. However, for week 1 session, week 2 session 1, we only have Anthony and Kevin who have completed the quest. Guys, what's the challenge? Are the questions too hard?
tell us.
Tell us. Let us know how we can help, okay? So we will have a moment to just go through the quest all together here so that we can help anybody that is left behind or do not know exactly what to do. As I mentioned, we have a guest speaker who is called Chris from Minisend, founder of Minisend. Yeah, Makofi, because Minisend is a great product. I don't know who here has used Minisend by just some reactions. Share some reactions if you have. If you haven't, no problem, because you're about to. Okay. I see Joseph. Amazing. Okay. Ah, nice. I see Minisend already has some great tips or exploring Minisend here, which is good. Awesome. So yeah. So I will also. Okay, before I also show you who is actually leading in our leaderboard and who is about to walk away with some giveaways, we'll finalize on the agenda.
So we will do another overview of GitHub organization, onboarding to the GitHub organization. We've sent you links to invite links to the GitHub organization, because that's where you'll be collaborating with your team members to build solutions. Okay, so if you've not received any of these, or you're like, what is that? What are you talking about? Yeah, drop your comments in the chat and we'll be happy to help and onboard you, okay? And of course, so tonight we are exploring the payment stack deep dive. So if you're here for a last time session, you should know that Silas took us through they went through the payment stack, explained to us the different nitty-gritties on why you should build on Avalanche, what makes it uniquely different, what to do, what not to do. So I think Silas is gonna give us another recap, because some of you might have missed the session and it will be important for you to just catch up, okay? Of course, if you've not set up your builder stack, what are you waiting for? By now you should have a core wallet, you should know how to get your testnets, you should have sent to somebody a few testnets here and there, transacted on chain, know how it feels. And actually, you're able to talk about how your transaction speed was, right? So we welcome all the feedback, actually. And if it was super slow, or maybe there was issues with your core wallet, let us know and we'll be happy to help. Why? Because this is a very important step for you to be able to start. Before you even get started to build anything, you need to have all this environment set up for you, okay? As always, we will have polls tonight for this session, interactive activity, and of course we'll have a Q&A and we'll wrap up the session. So you're here for just 2 hours, and we hope that you find these 2 hours really, really impactful, okay? So of course, if you're joining us for the first time, mini hack, you might be wondering what is a mini hack, why is it even necessary, and why is it even important to you? So mini hack is a builder program that is actually designed to equip you as a builder and turn you from being a builder into a founder. So if you joined our yesterday's evening session with Ariji, we had office hours with Ariji, and she was able to help builders that do not understand, maybe you're just new, you don't understand what's the difference between a builder and a founder. We had that session yesterday, and if you did not participate in that session, don't worry, because we are working on doing a recap for the session, and we will have continuous office hours every Wednesday. Right? So we encourage you all to just join the office hours, because it's more personal, it's more intentional, whatever solution, whatever problems you're facing, or wherever you are stuck, we are able to help you debug, okay? And of course, the Mini Hack is a builder program that is designed to build niche ecosystem of technical and non-technical talent like yourselves. Okay, it's so gonna give you hands-on experience building on Avalanche, of course, creating real projects that solve real problems. So we are here to create real solutions to solve real problems that are already existing in the market. So whatever your headspace is at, whatever you're thinking to build, think about the real problem that this maybe a community is facing or the ecosystem is facing, and what is a real solution that you can actually build to solve that problem, okay? And of course, you're fostering a powerhouse community of ecosystem enablers. So this is not just a workshop, this is more like a launch pad. So if you've been thinking about building something or becoming a founder, building to go to market, you're in the right place, okay? So by end of tonight, you should be able to, of course, have all of this and explore the Avalanche architecture, build your first smart contract on chain. All right, so quickly I'll just invite you to take up on these opportunities. So the first opportunity, of course, is to become Avalanche Team1 contributors. So if you Google go.team1.network/apply, it should take you to a really nice landing page where you're able to apply to become a contributor. So if you want to be teaching people how to build an Avalanche, you're so impacted, you're so, you feel like you can share and empower one another, because that's the main purpose of this initiative and for this call, please apply. So we're looking for different talent pools. If you're a graphics designer, if you're a designer, if you're an events coordinator, you're good with business development, you're even good with design, you're actually really good at, blockchain development, or an AI engineer, whatever skill set that you have, please go ahead and apply, because we are currently recruiting for more contributors to join the initiative and become part of the ecosystem. So this is a one-time opportunity, okay? This happens once annually, okay? So if you miss this round, trust me, you'll have to wait another year for you to apply to become a Team1 member. Applications close this week. We will be getting back to you first week of July. It's onboarding. So yeah, we want to encourage you all to apply as soon as you can, okay, before the deadline. Another great opportunity is the New York Summit. So the Avalanche Summit is happening in New York this year in September at Chelsea Industrial, right? So if you've been dreaming to go to New York, this is your time. What are you waiting for? We are supporting our community members with our, summit tickets, all right? So if you want to go to summit, or you have a friend, or you have a family member, or your girlfriend or your boyfriend is in the US and you'd love for them to participate and join the summit, yeah, let us know and we'll get you a ticket to the summit, okay? So don't sleep on this opportunity, guys. Apply and go support and go impact yourself at the summit. Summits are really, really good because they give you a sense of exposure. You get to meet diversified people from different backgrounds. It's just mind-blowing, trust me. Until you experience it, until you'll just see me as if I'm speaking Java, but yeah, trust me when I tell you, okay? All right, so that's it from me. I think in case you're wondering who we are a global community of developers, creators, educators, helping people discover and build on Avalanche. And we started in 2024 as a grassroots initiative. Now we have over 600 members, and I don't mean just people in the community. I mean actual Team1 members who are actively contributing. Hence why I asked you to sign up here, because then you'll become an official Team1 member, an official Team1 contributor. Okay, so we have over 600 members globally across 55 countries. Right now it's even more, and collaborations with over 80+ universities worldwide. What you do, we organize in-person meetups, workshops, digital content around Avalanche. We support new developers like yourselves and creators, learning blockchain through events, education, and mentorship. The bigger picture, though, is that normally Web3 gives people ownership over their data, assets, and creative work. But here's the catch. Team1 helps you make that accessible, okay? So by connecting real people with real tools, Team1 turns blockchain from an abstract concept into something that anybody can actually use. This is why you should join us. Join us so that we can create this initiative, we can make this initiative a success, okay? All right, so yeah, so what we do, our main mission, just creating regional impact, building our community, and of course, scaling the Avalanche network, all right? So if you've not, please join the movement right now. Scan the code, connect with us on our socials. We are at Avax Africa on X, with our partners, Forge_Labs, Bcenter, and myself, Lavender Esther1. Please follow me and I will follow back, okay? All right, so that's it from me. Welcome to tonight's session. This is week 2, session 2. Amazing to see you all here. And now allow me to invite Silas, who's gonna take us through, quickly recap of the last session, take us through what he's prepared for us for tonight's session. And after Silas, we're going to have an amazing speaker, Chris, who's going to join us for another amazing session. So before Silas comes in, if you've not, if you feel thirsty, grab a glass of water. If you need to grab a coffee, please go and grab your cup of coffee. I'm going to give it like 2 minutes until 8:35, and then Silas can just take it over and run it. Okay, so you all are welcome to get comfortable, get your laptops ready, get your environments ready, and we're gonna get started. Cool? Awesome.
Hi, Lavender. Am I supposed to continue from here?
Yeah, so you can just let me give you or try and share your screen. Let me know if you can share your screen.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's just give it like 1 minute so that you guys can just get comfortable, and then you can just take it over. That's okay?
Yeah, I think it's okay. I'll try to be as quick as possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So can you confirm that you can see the screen? I think you can see it.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So I'll try to be as quick as possible. I'm not in a very comfortable situation to run this meeting for a very long time.
Okay.
Because I'm graduating tomorrow and I'm currently leading this meeting as student. So I have to be a little bit quick so that I get back and prepare also. We talked about the payment stack on Avalanche, and the main thing that you are consistent on, or that it is here, was that payment is not just moving money from one contract to another. You have to think about who is paying, who is receiving, which token is being used, who is in charge of the gas, what happens to the transaction phase, and everything in between, from the merchant side to the buyer side, the UI UXs to its portal. And so we went on to discuss 6-layer architecture, which started from the user interface all the way to integration of the businesses or the merchants. So this layer, basically what they describe is just what should happen at each stage and who is responsible for the actual stage. In summary, the app, wallet, and transaction layer, the people in charge of that were was the developer, and then the settlement, that was in charge of the C-Chain. The C-Chain Avalanche was in charge of that, so you don't need to worry about that. Compliance is compulsory, especially for this hackathon, because compliance is subjective. Your app might need it or it might not need it, so you have to decide and know where your app falls. And also merchant integration is something that I think Chris might talk about this more, because I think Millicent are launching Millicent for business. So they have now also moved to a new bit of customers, which is the business side. And those people, you have to provide them APIs and dashboards because they have developers and teams of their own. So you have to do that for them. I think Chris will explain this much better. The Avalanche architecture, I think this is the third time you guys have seen this slide. If you haven't seen it, not really important for the session that we're going to hold today, because we're only going to be focused on the C-Chain. But the thing to note here is that Avalanche is a blockchain of blockchains. So we do not necessarily clump everything into one chain. We select different blockchains for each specific things, which makes the primary chain less congested. Why Avalanche is strong for payment is also something that we touched on. First, finality. When you're paying something, you need to be able to determine that the payment went through very fast. Fees is another thing. Blockchain fees are one of the lowest in terms of remittance, so that's why Avalanche is the best. EVM compatibility, we talked about this. We say that the things that you're writing on a Bitsam or Cohort, you can easily port them to Avalanche. The security that you guys, that the Ethereum guys and the guys are enjoying, is also applicable to Avalanche. The C-Chain RPC allows communication between the front end and the back end and the blockchain, so that your app can enjoy this finality and the low fees that we are talking about. And the last thing is stablecoins, because the best and the easiest way to make payment is usually something close to fiat in the Web2 payment, and that is stablecoins for Web3. And stablecoins are supported in full on the Avalanche network. So some of these slides just go into deeper explanation of these examples, so I'll not do that for now, but these slides will be shared. The live cases that we looked at were urban space. So the thing that we urge developers to learn from urban space is the invisible Web3 payments. It is said that a good Web3 application does not necessarily say, I am a Web3 application. Instead, it abstracts all that away, because at the end of the day, the users are not really keen on the technology, they're keen on the feature. So urban space is one of the places where you can learn about that. Avalanche Card explored how fiat fiat like payment system or like enjoyments can be done also on Node 3. So Avalanche Card is just a way that makes you enjoy the benefit of debit cards, how you use them with a bank. Uptop was also another one great for if you're building a marketplace. So if you want to understand, if you have a marketplace like idea, Uptop will be the place for you because they simplify the complex buyer merchant interaction into like a seamless process that neither has to go into quarrels or like have a dispute over payments. Wyoming preferring FRMT stablecoin, a stablecoin that is being used by states in America, and it's just a way to show that compliance and the government-related activities or transactions can also be brought into the Avalanche ecosystem or the ecosystem for efficiency, as we discussed, fast finality, low fees, the C-Chain, RPC, and stablecoin. We finished off by urging the people to, or the builders to find more resources on Avalanche Build Academy, where they can learn a lot of things beyond what we've gone through the slide. And also just a reiteration to continue joining the ecosystem. So if you haven't, please, you can do that. So I'll stop sharing this. I think that was a good recap. Again, I'll because of the nature of today, where I'll be doing things at a bit faster pace, we will arrange with Lavender, and we'll have an office hour where it will be a more walkthrough of what we did today, and if any problem arises. So for today, we are going to look at some contracts. The key points being that we have talked about the theoretical parts, but now we need to talk about the actual part. How does this architecture look in terms of the contract? Because all said and done, theory is not going to give you an application. So for today, I had written an application yesterday. So initially the goal was that I was going to write this with you guys, but seeing that I'm short of time, and that will make any difference because me writing and me sharing this repository letter is the same. I decided, let me show you a few contracts that I did with Foundry, and then also share a cheat sheet. So right here in the comments, I'm sharing a cheat sheet of all the commands that I used to set up this project. So it also has the resources necessary there. You'll find the resources necessary there. Avalanche CLI, the AVAX network to get the faucet, OpenZeppelin smart contracts, the Explorer to check the transaction, and Foundry, which is the tool that I'm using. So I'll assume that this is your first time seeing a Solidity code base. So how to set up this project, you can find using the Foundry link. But basically what you're doing here is you have a payment splitter contract. Payment splitter is just an example. Maybe you are paying something at the counter, and then you want to tip the waiter. But you don't want to pay two times. So you don't want to pay the tip and also pay the bill. So you just say, I want to pay $100, 50% is for the tip, 80% is for my bill. So that is one of the ways you can think about this contract. So the contract defines first the Solidity version that we're using, which is Solidity 8.20. So this is part of Solidity here. We go ahead and import some of the interfaces and libraries from OpenZeppelin. So OpenZeppelin just uses a way of doing things safely. So you can have your own interfaces for safety as security, entry guard, IS20, but OpenZeppelin are a big company, their contracts are audited, and so they have a way of doing things that is more secure than your own, because doing things your own, you are more vulnerable to attacks. So an ES20 is just an interface. An interface in Solidity is just the same as in other languages. So it just defines what's the function, what the property should have or should do, not actual implementation. So you're coming from Go, that would be the same as interfaces. You're coming from Swift, that would be protocols, and the things to Java, that's also interface, and also TypeScript, that's also interface. Safe ERC20 is just a safer version of an ERC20 token because over time, vulnerabilities are found with this interface and they have to be fixed. So safe ERC20 is a guard to that. Reinfluence guard is a guard that is provided by OpenZeppelin to avoid contract from being called multiple times. So you find that sometimes when you are doing a transaction, maybe you are sending the money to the user, then you are updating the balance to 0. So re-entrancy attacks usually happen when the function is entered before the balance of the user is set to 0. So you send them money the first time, you enter the function again, you send them the second time, you enter, until they trade your contract. So the user balance is never set to 0, so the contract just assumes that they have money. So that is that. So we say we define the contract called payment splitter. I hope you can see my screen. Let me zoom in a little bit. But we define a contract giving us 0 as above 0, so that we don't have 0 payment. And if any of these fail, this is what we call in blockchain terms, what we call a revert. So we revert the transaction with this error. We then get the total amount that the user is supposed to pay by adding amount A and amount B. And then on the payment token, our means of payment, we say transfer from message.sender. Now what is message.sender? Message.sender is the person who is calling this transaction. So in your application, you assume that the person who is going to pay. So they say pay. They select pay the bill 80 bob, pay the tip the waiter 20 bob. So that is who is message.sender in this scenario. We then say the address, that money that is supposed to be sent to is this address, and then the total will give you the total amount. And then after that, if person A was to receive more than 0, so just more safeguard. If statement works the same way as we work in JavaScript and Java, we'll transfer the token to recipient A, his amount. We also transfer recipient B, their respective amount. And then after that, we emit a payment slip. So this payment slip, you can use these events, you can track this event in your backend, maybe to send emails, to send SMSs, but this event now is published on the blockchain. And that will be it for like the payment splitter. It's a simple contract, but some very a very needed type of contract. Or you can also modify this to be apart from a tipping waiter, you can also modify this to be platform fees. Maybe a certain percentage is supposed to go to the user, another is supposed to be platform fees. So you can use such a architecture. Another popular contracts that I'm going to look at is the escrow. So I think I've already explained this. Basically just the same thing, protecting our contract. We also have explained the payment token. Here we are training abstract payment. Now, for abstract is just a custom type. So if you're being in other languages like Go, this is the same thing, abstract payment. If you're being in Swift, abstract is the same. If you're being in Java, I don't know what Java uses, but if you're being, but basically in JavaScript, this is like creating your own object, right? So like creating an interface or like a type, your own type. Especially that is what it's called, your own type, your custom type. So here what we're doing is we're creating abstract or our own type, which has two parts. We have the address of the pair. So by there, just to make sure that you're on the same page, an escrow contract is just a contract that takes money, holds the money, and then verifies whether a certain action was performed or not, and then pays the money to the person who was supposed to be paid. So think of it as like Upwork, or like maybe let's say think of it like Upwork. So when I go to Upwork and I do for you maybe a task, maybe a web development task, and then I submit it, you have to take the money to Upwork. Upwork will hold the money. It will verify that the work that I have done is actually a good job, a web development job, and then it will now pay me the money. So that's just what an escrow account is, an escrow contract is, and this has been adopted in very many contracts, and it's something that is worth looking into deeper. So here I just define as a simple payment stack or my own type. So it takes in the amount, it takes in a boolean, whether it's released or not, and also a boolean whether this type of payment is disputed or not. This is also something that I think I will use for you as homework, as I've explained. Maybe you can decide what to work on based on this disputed boolean type. I will explain the homework later. We create a mapping. Now, a mapping is just basically, let me call it a set. Let's call it a set. No, let's call it an object. It's basically a key value storage. I think that's what's called a set or an object, depending on the language you're coming from. Basically, a mapping stores value based on a key. So here we are saying this mapping called payment will have a key of byte 32, and then it will have a value of the payment. And then event, again, you have an event which has an ID, an address of the pair, an address of the pay, and the amount. We also have another event of when the payment is released and when the payment is when the payment has been when the payment has encountered at this stage. So we do that. Again, the same thing with the constructor. We initialize the payment token, and then since the contract has to check whether the necessary action has happened for it to release the money, we have a lock payment. So when you're locking payment, please assume that me who wants the task done, I will lock in the payment. So I'll send the contract $20 and I will say, this is the task that I want. Now I'm waiting for it to be completed so that I can be able to get value for my money. And this again is very important in the age of AI, where you have like AI agents interacting with AI agents and maybe humans. So we don't have the time to do verification manually. So that's why we need contractual verification. So it takes in the ID of the payment, it takes in the address of the person who is supposed to be paid, and takes in the amount. So again, we say this function is external because it can be called from outside. And then this entrant keyword is actually from re-entrancy guard, which prevents this function from being entered multiple times before it's completed. So we do the requirements again to make sure that everything is valid. And then using the ID as the key, we create a payment struct. So we fill in all the values that is needed, right? This ID is from payment ID, and this payment is from our payments map, as they explained, key value pair storage. We not yet released, so it's false, and there is no dispute as of yet because it's just being created. You fill in the address of the pay, the amount, and then the pair, again, the message is calling this function. So I want something to be done. So message that sender is the pair. So again, we use self transfer from the message that sender to the address of this contract and the amount that they want to pay when the work that they are doing is done. Again, something that I would like to mention here is that when you're sending money to a contract, first the user has to approve on their side. So if I'm on a web app and then I want to lock down 50 USD, there is no way for me just calling this function directly self-transfer because it will fail. First, I have to approve. And this is one of the things that I was talking about when I talked about the app layer and the UX layer, because there's things that you have to do on the front end to make life easier for the end user who is using the application. For them, you first have to approve the funds, and then self-transfer can take on from there. I don't know if you've ever been to a web app or a wallet, and then you sign two transactions. So first is the transaction to approve that, yeah, this contract will actually take my money, and then the next transaction is now transferring the money. So it's up to you to find a way of how you can harmonize those two transactions into one. And that's something that we mentioned in the transaction orchestration, where we are talking about batch transaction and account abstraction. So it's worth looking again into this slide. And then after that, after the payment has been locked, we emit an event. Our release payment basically takes in the ID of the payment. So this can be done by your backend or an AI agent that maybe say when you have when I go and say I've done the task, the web app is ready, this is the GitHub link, and AI agent can go and check the GitHub repo, try to run it and confirm, yeah, this is good work. And then it will now call this function with that ID or that payment. So first of all, we get the payment from the storage. So storage just means if you're working with low-level languages, we have the heap and the stack. So this payment, because it's a custom-defined type, it can be of a very huge size relative to the memory that the code is running. So it has to be stored on the heap. So that's why the storage keyword is. You cannot just store everything on the stack. Stack only stores primitives, especially in this low-level language. So that was the storage keyword. Again, if some of these things feel a bit intimidating, don't you worry, I'll be there for the office hours. And also I'll share some resources on the Solidity docs and Mwangi docs. Now, after getting the payment that confirms with this ID, So again, do the checks, confirm that nothing out of the ordinary is happening, as I've said, and then we revert that transaction in testnet. We then say payment released is equals to true because we are about to release that payment, and then from the payment payee address, we release that amount, and then we emit a payment released. The last function that I want to talk about, and linking into the thing that we talked about in the assignment, this is the raise dispute. Now the raise dispute is just incomplete because I want to test you and try for you to complete the other part. So basically when there is a dispute, maybe the AI says this work will not be great and something has to be done. So it will call the raise dispute function. So it will get the payment as usual, confirm that the function parameters for the callers are actually callers, and because we don't want someone to raise a dispute that was not part of this agreement, right? So we confirm that they are fair and or maybe
You
that
don't have to put them on tally.
and then we also confirm that the payment has not been released because we
Do you
cannot
have a
raise a
premium
dispute
account
on
so
a
that you can
released
invite people?
payment, and also confirm that this dispute has not been raised before, otherwise specified, and then we say disputed is equal to
Kama
true, and
tumaliza
then we
breakdown
emit the
kwa
disputed
meeting
event.
kwa
Now the thing that
meeting
you can
hapo
add
tu
here, the function that you can add
tumefanya
here is
ndio
that
hiyo
what should happen if a dispute has been made? Maybe it has been checked and confirmed that the work that has been done is not quality enough, and so the raise dispute should either do two things. It should either reverse the transaction to send the money back to the payer, or number two, it should emit another event warning the person who was contracted this job to do it again, and then
Just
it can
5 with
also
one extra
do the
for
check
academy.
again. So that is a homework for you that you can try to do. So it's just one function you can think about. If you look at it, the mock USDC, again we have talked that we have said that payments need to have a currency that that is going to be transacted, right? And ERC20 are one of the most common tokens on the blockchain, not just Avalanche, but also in other blockchain. So what ERC20 tokens are, it just means that they have a specific subset of commands, right? They have a transfer from, they have a balance, they have an approve allowance, and the other one I think is, I don't remember the other one, but it means that they have a specific set of commands that makes them easier for wallets like MetaMask, Binance to interact with them. So what is here is just create a mock USDC. This will be the name of our token, and this is it's an ERC20. So by saying this, it inherits all the properties of ERC20. And then for it, basically we just do a simple constructor where we mint the person who is deploying this contract 1 million tokens. So there's so just that you can test easier instead of going again trying to get some funds. We can define the decimals for this function, which is 6. Most stablecoins have a 6 decimal, but you can use any value here, like 12 or whatever you like. So for us, we just leave it at 6. Now, the Foundry documentation also, the good thing about Foundry is it's very simple. Comparing it to Hard Hat, I usually find like Foundry is very simple because they're writing everything in Solidity, and you know the joy of doing that. So the good thing that we have with Foundry is that we have a section. So when you create this project building for Gnit, again you can read this from the documentation, you get all of these folders set up. So for you just edit the smart contracts and write your own contracts there. So the script part is what we actually use to deploy this contract. So what we do here is we say we import first the contract, so mock USDC, payment splitter, and Avalanche escrow are the contract that you want to deploy to the blockchain. We start broadcast. This means that this tells Foundry that, hey, I want you to connect to Avalanche Fuji and start deploying this contract. So the new keyword is used to deploy a contract to the blockchain. So deploy the mock USDC first because we need its address. Remember that this payment splitter was taking an address in the constructor, right? So we need that. So we use that in the payment splitter. We also use that in the Avalanche escrow, the address of the token, and then we just log this value out. Now, the final thing that I want to talk about is environment variables. So these environment variables are things that are going to help you deploy your contract. So the number one thing that you need is an RPC URL. So whether you're deploying to mainnet or testnet, you can just Google. It's easier to find them in that way. Basically, this is just Google Fuji RPC URL, you'll get it. A private key can be gotten using the Avalanche CLI. So if I just Google Avalanche CLI, it's a tool. So it's a tool for local users development. So you can get it here. Again, this is part of the resources.
How do you close this?
We use that to create a local wallet and then find the faucet, which again I've shared the link on the resources. Again, this token I filled it later. So after running the script, you'll see that we print the token. So I pre-fill it here after running the script. I'll deploy them and you'll see. We also have split and escrow contract. Again, this one we know for now. And then when I deploy them, you'll be able to see that what is happening. So I'll remove that. And then the pair is just my local testnet wallet that I have installed with Avalanche CLI. Receiver A and receiver B are just my addresses for doing testing. So here you can use ideally any address, but ideally an address that you can remember so that you can confirm the transaction actually went through. So this one you can customize them to your liking. So if you have another MetaMask wallet or a core wallet, you can fill this here. So I'll save this and then I'll open so I'm at the terminal of this particular project. You can see it's open free. And so the first thing that I will do, I'll head over here and I will begin with the deploy script. So the deploy script is very easy. Maybe I can start with this cast. So cast is just a way for you to check your balance. So when you do cast, is everything okay? Okay, I'll do cast, check my wallet balance, which I think is there. And then paste in this part, and you can just copy paste this. Just copy paste this and use it instead as it is. So here is where you place your address. So again, I apologize for the noises. Taking pictures for my graduation tomorrow, so you have to persevere with me, guys. So this is my balance. Obviously, it's not formatted well. Once it's formatted well, you can use this Avalanche list. Again, this Avalanche list is from the Avalanche CLI that I've installed, links in the resources. So you'll be able to see how much I have in terms of the balance. Now, Fuji deployer, is there a question? I'm sorry again if I'm going too fast, but don't worry, I'll be here for you guys from tomorrow.
It's okay. It's okay. I just wanted to remind you to kindly expand your screen.
Oh, it's not visible.
Yes.
Okay. That is very good one.
Especially for the terminal.
Avalanche CLI is a tool again that I've mentioned a lot of times, but the resources are in the document, the cheat sheet that I sent. And using here, you can see that I created an account called Fuji Deployer. This is the amount of AVAX that it has. So this one was not really formatting it in a good way. So if you use Avalanche list, you'll see the full amount. So all clear. And then you can deploy your contract so that you can see what is happening. So I'll head over to my cheat sheet. I'll take the deploy script. Paste it here so that we can discuss it. So just tells the Foundry, hey, there are some ENV variables that I want to use in this command. Please load them into the terminal memory. For the script deployment, payments, it's all just basically calls this contract here. There's a contract here so that you can be able to deploy. Fuji RPC URL is the variable that has been loaded into memory here. So we can do that, and then you can run. Hopefully it won't take long. Sometimes it might, depending on if it's the first time you're running this this transaction. But yeah, for me, I think it has. So you can see that we have the mock USDC address here. And maybe if you're curious, this is going way out of time. You can go to Snowtrace and you can check. So Snowtrace is just a blockchain explorer for Avalanche. I think it's for Avalanche only, I'm not sure. You can switch to testnet and then you can search that address. So this is the it should be this. No, it's behave. Okay, this. I think I'm on testnet. I think I'm searching. Yeah, I hope this is testnet. Because sometimes, when you search a testnet address on mainnet, you'll actually find it. So that's something that you need to be really careful about. Sometimes you find it, sometimes you don't. I think I'm on the right one. I'll check one of these contracts. So you can see that this is a contract that we have deployed just a few minutes ago. So you can basically, what I'm saying is you can search these contracts on Snowtrace, and they actually be there. And then these logs are coming from this line here, specifically here. These are the logs we are logging. So I'll prefill this stuff on to here. So you have the splitter and the escrow contract. So I'll take the splitter contract, fill it here. Make sure that you don't make a mistake because the methods on the splitter contract are not the one in the escrow contract. If you mess up the address, your contract will revert because it will say, hey, the method you're trying to call isn't available in this contract. So, and also you have to remember that when you are doing deployments, the address will change. If you deploy it once and you try to deploy it again, you have to change the values here. Otherwise, you'll be calling a wrong contract which is not updated. Anyways, back to my cheat sheet. And the first thing that we're going to do is first, obviously, call source.tnv to load those variables into the memory. Apologies for that noise. And then the first thing that we're trying to do is we're going to call the token balance. So the token that we've deployed, we are going to call its balance. I remember I told you that the ERC20 have a set of methods that describe what an ERC20 token should be. Balance of is one of those tokens. So what this does is just say, call the token address, call the method balance of, it takes in an address and returns a number. The first argument each will be the pair. The pair is my address. And then the RPC URL is just the Fuji RPC URL that we have here. So I'll call this one. Then we get to see how much. So I think, I suspected something would go wrong and it has. So let me just try and get the old contracts here because I think you guys already know how it goes. So I'll do that again. Source.tnv, load them into memory, and then I'll call that function. Yeah, and you can see that the amount of tokens we have is exactly, I think it should be 9 million if you take away the decimals, because some of them were spent because it's an earlier deployed contract. So that is just checking the balance off. Now let's try and interact with a contract. So the first thing is, you remember I told you need to approve. So my address needs to allow this contract, the token contract, to spend the amount. Now the amount that you are spending is 1. You have to ignore the zeros because the zeros are a part of the decimals. If you want to do the 3 before, you'll probably need to come up with 3 that tokens have decimals. For example, the United States dollar has 2 decimals. That's why you have 99.99. You cannot have 99.9999 dollars because it has 2 decimals. The same is for stablecoins. They mostly have 6 decimals. So that's just allow for complete fractionality of these tokens. That's why it's so cheap to send them, and you can send them with any denomination. So you can see that this contract went through. Basically, this number should not scare you. The thing is that we have a success here. Now, after we have approved, now this ideally should happen in our front end. Then want to call the splitter smart contract. I'll copy this and then explain what the command is doing. Is that we are calling the splitter smart contract. It has, if you guys remember, it has this method here to split the payments, takes in 2 addresses and 2 amounts. So here we are saying, taking the address of A, the address of B, which, if you remember, we have the B as RA and RB, we swapped them into memory. We say send 70 to address A, send 30 to B, and then use this URL and the private key. Private key is also here. Remember, guys, it's unfortunate that I had to show you this EMZ. Ideally, you never want to show someone your EMZ. So for me, this is just a demo local CLI, which I will delete afterwards. But ideally, these are things that you never use your site. It's even actually recommended that you use things like 1Password to store things essentially like this. But that being said, maybe be careless, I will do that. So I'll run that. And again, you see we have a success transaction here. So for this one, I'll actually take the transaction hash and go to Snot Stress and try to show you guys what happened, so that you can be at the same. Let me take this one so that you can start the latest transaction. We can use it to appreciate what happened. So I think it's this one, it's this transaction. 36 seconds ago here. So this is the transaction that we did. And you can see that we transferred 100 USDC, but 70 went to this particular address and 30 went to this particular address. If you remember those addresses, they are this one. So if you click them, you realize that there was those one, and the net transfer is 100. So 70 went to that, 30 went to that. And if you remember, that is exactly what our smart contract was doing. It was taking the relevant amount to A and the relevant amount to B, and taking them from there, the pair or the person who is calling the function. So I think I have one more command to run. No, actually we don't. So the homework was to get you guys interact with the escrow contract. If this has been too fast, don't worry. In the office hours, I'll also interact with you guys with the escrow contracts. Nothing to worry about. I'll also answer any queries that we have. You had about today's session. I'm sorry that I did that fast, but yeah, time was not on my side. So I'll share this cheat sheet with you guys. You guys can have a look. This is the exact process that I did yesterday to come up with this project called Open. So with that, I think I'll hand the session back to Lavender. Hope I haven't taken too long. Thank you, guys.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Silas. That has been a great session, quite informative. Guys, who has any question before Silas jumps off the call? Yeah, maybe just one. That would be good for, for Silas before we jump onto our next amazing session. Yeah? Who has a question? Anything that you'd like clarification, or maybe something that you do not understand quite clearly?
Yeah, and maybe just to mention, I'll also share the repo in case anyone wants to. Yeah, okay, good. I think I read your mind, Kanta. I'll share the repo as soon as I settle today at night. I think Lavender can communicate better on how I can do it, but the repo is freely available.
Yes. So I think we will share the repo. I hope you are part of our community, because if you are, then we will be able to share in the community all our recaps like we always share. But if you're not, please join the community on WhatsApp and Telegram, because that's where you'll find all the information, and that's where you can also find Silas. And of course, we have weekly office hours every Wednesday from 6 p.m. So if you are 6 p.m. East African time zone, if you're able to join, that would be really great, because then you'll be able to get all your questions answered and get all the support that you require for this cohort, okay? Perfect. I see Sony has dropped a link to join the WhatsApp community. Please, guys, join the WhatsApp community and join the Telegram. I also see George has dropped the Telegram in the chat. So you want to check in the chat and ensure that you actually in the community. Okay, so I think if there's no any other question or concern or follow-up, you can just quickly transition into the next session. Okay, thank you so much, Silas, again, and congratulations on your graduation tomorrow. Love to see it. Yes. Awesome. Okay, so before we transition to the next session, unfortunately, one of our speakers, Chris, has dropped off, but not to worry, because we also have office hours that he might join in and just take you through what he's building, right? So what you do every Thursday, we do founder spotlights, right? So if you are a founder already building, we would love to spotlight you. So let us know what you're building, and we might actually invite you for our next session so that you can spotlight what you're building. But we'll do most of this as soon as we host our Night of Code. By the way, Night of Code is coming up on the 19th of June. That should be next week, Friday. We have Night of Code here at Blockchain Center, starting at 6 p.m. all the way to 6 a.m. So if you have not been to any of our Night of Code, you're welcome to join us. But yeah, this is gonna be IRL, in-person meetup, but not to worry if you're not in Kenya or if you're not in Nairobi, we'll be able to also just do some sessions online. It will not be as effective as in person, but at least it will be something, and we'll be able to help you debug. The goal is to ensure that everybody actually builds a solution. All builders have to be founders from this cohort. Okay, perfect. So quickly just give you like a, what's the time? Like 1 minute break. Grab some water. If you need to take a break, just quickly take a break, and then you're gonna reconvene here by 9:18 if you're in the East African time zone. But it's just like 2 minutes break, and then we're gonna transition into the next exciting phase, which is polls, and then I'm gonna continue to update you on what's coming. Okay, so like 2 minutes, just take a quick break, take a breather, and then reconvene back. You don't have to log out the session, just keep the session going, but we will be continuing in the next 2 minutes. Okay, all right. Right, so if you are, a frequent here, you already know what time it is. So it's time for our polls, just to test our knowledge and see if you are able to understand anything or if you need more guidance, okay? So if you do not know where to get the polls, I will quickly show you where to get the polls before we start off the polls. So I'll just share my screen. All right, so can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, just show me some reaction, guys. Let me know. Perfect. Thank you, Sonny. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Lawrence. Amazing. So if you can see my screen, I want to show you where you can get your polls, okay? So if you can see, this is my screen, right? And these are my polls. However, you want to come down here at the bottom right. Yeah, bottom right, you have the charts over here. This is where we are all chatting from if you are on your desktop, and then you want to check this tab, right? So where you see meeting tools, that's where we have the polls. So on my end, it shows me polls, right? So you open the polls and then you can able to now see the polls. I think you should be able to see it from your side, right? And immediately I launch a poll, you should be able to see from your side. So I just want everybody to be familiar with this walkthrough, and then we can get started, okay? So who has a question? Who cannot see a poll? Everybody can see their polls, right? Perfect. So let's get started. I'll just stop sharing my screen so that, yeah, you can be able to be less distracted. Okay, so I am launching our first poll, okay? So this poll has information since our session 1, week 1 until now. So it's just building up onto what you already know and what you're already learning, all right? So in case you do not have an answer, don't worry, because we are here to learn, all right? So the first poll is going live, okay? First poll is launched. First poll is live, right? So the first poll says, what are the 3 built-in blockchains in the Avalanche primary network? I'll give you 5 minutes, okay? Yeah, 5 minutes, everybody to just answer. If you've been part of our cohort, you know this. This is the easiest question ever. Okay, 5 minutes, I think 4 minutes remaining. Four minutes remaining. 4 minutes remaining. Just 2 minutes, okay. One minute. One bonus minute, because not everybody has actually voted on the poll. So if you've not, please just drop in your vote. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, just drop in, because you're all learning, okay? Just one bonus time, one bonus minute. Okay, so most of you, we have 21 of you who have finally voted. So congratulations to the 21 of you, actually 22. So most of you think it's C-Chain, P-Chain, and X-Chain. And some of you think it's Ethereum, Bitcoin, Avalanche. Some of you think it's DeFi chain, NFT chain, and governance chain, right? So, so what are the 3 built-in blockchains on the Avalanche primary network? Yeah, so the correct answer is the first option. So it's C-Chain, P-Chain, and X-Chain, right? So now you know. So if you think it's any other thing, that's wrong. So the Avalanche is a multi-chain blockchain and utilizes the multi-chain architecture. And so, you know, C-Chain, P-Chain, and X-Chain serves the right architecture design on the primary network of Avalanche, okay? Now you know. All right, so I will end the poll. And I will start our second poll. Our second poll is live. Our second poll is launched and it's now live. Okay, our second poll is live. What consensus mechanism does Avalanche use that gives it sub-second finality? What consensus mechanism does Avalanche use that gives it sub-second finality? Three minutes remaining. Minutes remaining. Like that. 16 of you have voted. Let's go, everyone. Let's go. I want to say 30 plus. Yes, let's vote. Let's vote. Is it proof of work? Is it delegated proof of stake? Is it Snowman's consensus? Is it Tendermint BFT? Which one? One minute remaining. 1 minute to go. One minute to go. Feel free to ask your friend, feel free to ask your chat buddy if you have one open. Here, it's a moment of learning here. No judgment at all. Okay, okay. I see, Ruth, you've decided to drop in your answer. Can you see the polls, by the way, so that you can just vote directly on the poll? Okay. So, what consensus mechanism does Avalanche use that gives it sub-second finality? So, most of you think it's Snowball / Snowman consensus, and some of you think it's proof of work, while others think it's delegated proof of stake. Now, everybody that voted for Snowman consensus actually got it right. So, Avalanche obviously uses the probabilistic consensus mechanism called the Snowball and Snowman consensus. And the snowman has a linear chain, so it actually supports the Avalanche network to transact to initiate transactions within less than a second. You know, so between 1 to 2 seconds, that's the time that it takes for a transaction to complete on Avalanche network. And it uses the repeated random subsampling. So there's no leader, no rounds. And this is what makes the instant payment checkout user experience possible. So we will have more sessions on the same, especially when it comes to like consensus mechanism, especially during our office hours. That's when we can like talk more about it, but also we encourage you to do more research on the Avalanche Academy, because that's where you can get more information and deep insights on the same, okay? So we will share all these resources for you to explore further after the session, all right? So I will end the poll now. And I will start our third poll. Just launched our third poll, and our third poll is live. So, what was the minimum C-Chain base fee before and after ACP 125 was activated? What was the minimum C-Chain base fee before and after ACP 125 was activated? And Two minutes remaining. What's the minimum C-Chain base fee before and after ACP 125 got activated? Was it 100 nano AVAX and now it's 10 nano AVAX? Was it 25 nano AVAX and now it's 1 nano AVAX? Was it 50 nano AVAX and now it's 5 nano AVAX? Has it always been 1 AVAX? Tell us. 20 votes in, waiting for 12 more. If you've not voted, please vote. It's a learning process, it's a learning phase, so no pressure at all. 1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining. To reduce the minimum base fee.
Yeah. So, typically, 1 nano AVAX is equivalent to 9th of a billion of an AVAX.
9th of a billion of
Yeah.
AVAX. Oh. Okay.
1 billion.
So we have the votes in. So majority of you think that initially it was 25 nano AVAX and now it's 1 nano AVAX. However, some of you think it was 100 nano AVAX and now it's 10 nano AVAX. And some think it was 50 nano AVAX and now it's 5 nano AVAX. And some actually think it's always been 1 AVAX. Okay? So I see majority of you have been joining the sessions, which is good. So the correct answer is initially it was 25 nano AVAX and now it's 1 nano AVAX. So the ACP125 actually made Avalanche one of the cheapest EVM chains. So for payment applications that are doing high frequency or micro payments, this is critical because fees can now be fully abstracted away from users. Once you start to build your payment solutions, this is something that you should, you should appreciate, right? And you will see how that is really, really important, especially when it comes to abstractions and just ensuring that it's actually really cheap to make transactions on chain on your platform. Okay, so I will end the poll and I will start our fourth poll. Our fourth poll is live. So in the Avalanche Web3 payment stack, which layer handles gas abstraction so that end users get to pay no gas fees at all? Which layer handles gas abstraction so that end users pay no gas at all? Is it the settlement layer? Is it the app layer? Is it transaction orchestration / the meta transaction layer? Is it the merchant integration layer? Which one is it? Keep voting, keep voting. I see 7 votes in. Let's go, let's go. Waiting for how many? 9 so far. 9 votes in, 9 votes in. Let's go, guys. Keep voting, keep voting. So which one, which payment stack on Avalanche? It will handle the gas abstraction so that users pay no gas fees at all. Two minutes remaining. 2 minutes remaining. Let's get it done, ladies and gentlemen. 16 votes in. Yeah, I'm waiting for 16 more votes. If you've not voted, please vote. $19 votes in, 20 votes in. Let's go, let's go. Waiting for how many? Yeah, an extra, like just 10 should be good. If you've not voted, please vote. You have like 1 minute. Okay, so most of you think that transaction orchestration / meta transaction layer is the ideal stack that handles gas abstraction so that users don't pay gas fees. However, some of it also think that settlement layer is the option, while others think that the merchant integration layer is the correct answer. So, because most of you are actually, I think most of you are frequent attendees here. That's why I see the options coming in. So if you selected the transaction orchestration / meta transaction layer as the correct answer, that's correct. So just a little bit of context. So why option C is the right answer is because usually users would have to sign an intent, right? A relay broadcasts and pays the gas fees, right? So if you use tools like ZeroDev, Bioeconomy, or OKX Gasless, this will actually really be able to power this efficiently. So this is how even like solutions like Urban Space in New York City, shoppers pay with stable coins, which is USDC, without touching any AVAX. So of course, when it comes to orchestration, transaction orchestration and meta transaction layer, that's the correct answer. So I hope that most of you will explore this as you're building your platform, so that at the end of the day, users have to pay no gas fees if you are looking for that kind of adoption for Web3 kind of solutions. Payment solutions being built on Avalanche or any other solution that you're going to build on Avalanche, have to consider that, okay? All right, so I will end the poll. And I will start our fifth poll. Fifth poll is launched. Fifth poll is live. So, which stablecoins are currently used for settlement on C-Chain in real-world Avalanche payment pilots? Which stablecoin is currently used for settlement on C-Chain in real-world Avalanche payment pilots? Is it USDC and DAI? Is it USDC and Front with the Wyoming State stablecoin? Is it BUSD and TUSD? Is it only wrapped BTC? Which one is it? Three minutes remaining. 3 minutes remaining. Two minutes remaining. 11 votes in. Let's go, guys. Waiting for 11 more people to vote in the polls. 12 votes in. Let's go, guys. Let's go, let's go. Almost there. 2 minutes remaining. One minute remaining. One minute remaining, guys. Waiting for 10 more people. 9 actually right now. Okay. All right. So, which stablecoins are currently used for settlement on C-Chain in real-world Avalanche payment? So some of you think it's USDC and DAI. Most of you think it's USDC and Front, the Wyoming State stablecoins. And most of you are actually correct. So if you're going to be integrating with stablecoins, we have so many available resources on Circle integration. So USDC is a stablecoin via Circle's native integration, and Front is the Wyoming's first state-issued stablecoin. Now, these are the primary settlement assets So Foreign is particularly notable as a government-grade compliance-ready asset that is built directly on Avalanche. We will share more information on the integrations and where to get these integrations and how to implement those integrations on your application. Okay, so most of you are actually correct, and the answer is the USDC and Foreign, the Wyoming state stablecoins. Okay, cool. So I'll end the poll. And I will start our 6th poll. So 6th poll is launched. And 6th poll is live. So what is the role of an embedded wallet in our Web3 payments app? What is the role of an embedded wallet in our Web3 payment app? Is it a hardware device that stores private keys? Is it a custodial wallet that is managed by the government? Is it an auto-generated cipher free wallet silently created within the app's user experience? Is it a multi-sig wallet that requires 5 signers? What is the role of an embedded wallet in a Web3 payment application? Give it 2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining. Two minutes remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute remaining. 1 minute to go. One minute to go. Waiting for 9 more people. 9 more people to go. 8 more people to go. If you've not voted, please vote. Have 1 minute remaining. Okay, so what is the role of an embedded wallet in a Web3 payment app? So most of you think it's auto-generated seed phrases, free wallet silently created within the application user experience, and some of you think it's multi-sig wallet that requires 5 signers. So most of you actually are correct. So the correct answer is an auto-generated seed phrase with free wallet silently created within the application's user experience. Now, as you'll be building, you will explore embedded wallets. And one of the ways you can be able to integrate embedded wallets, you have like provisions from Privy, Don't know if anybody here knows about Privy. We also have Dynamic, or we could also explore the core SDK. So these SDKs generate accounts behind the scenes using the model protocol context, the MCP servers, or secure enclaves. So users never see a seed phrase, and this is actually equal to Web 2 onboarding plus Web 3 ownership, which is essential for mass market payment application. Again, all these integrations can be found at the Avalanche Builders Hub under integrations. We will share with you links. If you've not created your Builders Hub account, please go ahead and create a Builders Hub account, because that's where you'll get all this information and all these integrations that you're talking about. Okay, cool. So we'll end the poll, and I will start our 7th poll. Our 7th poll is live, is launched. And our 7th poll is live. So, in the urban space /X Avalanche USDC pilot in New York City, what does the actual on-chain flow look like? So think of an on-chain flow, perfect on-chain flow, an actual on-chain flow for a solution that's built on Avalanche. Just using urban space as one of the examples, but you have so many other different examples that you're going to explore. So which one is the correct flow? Is it user sends AVAX and then merchant converts to USD of chain, or does the user sign a meta transactions and then it gets to the relayer broadcast on C-Chain and then the merchant receives USDC in seconds? Is it user send a bank wire transfer and then the bridge converts to USDC, or the user pay with NFT, which is liquidated for USDC? Which one is the actual on-chain flow and how does it look like? 7 votes in. Let's vote in, guys. Waiting for 15 more people. 15 to go. Let's vote in, guys. Let's vote in. We are 30 on the call, so I'm expecting at least give or take like 20 votes on the minimum. Eight more people to go. 8 more people to go. We're almost there, guys. 1 minute remaining. One minute remaining. One minute remaining. Okay, so which one is the actual flow, on-chain flow? How does the on-chain flow look like? An actual on-chain flow look like? So some of you think that user sends AVAX, then the merchant converts to USD off-chain. Most of you think that user signs a meta transaction and then the relayer broadcasts on C-Chain and then the merchant receives USDC in seconds. And most of you are actually correct. So the correct flow is that users first signs a meta transaction and then the relayer broadcasts on C-Chain and then the merchants then goes ahead and receive USDC within seconds. And of course, some of you that have sent your folk friends, you know, any testnets, any AVAX tokens on Cohort, you have experienced this. Settlement happens within seconds, right? So this is the invisible Web3 pattern, right? So if you're building a solution, you're thinking from a user perspective first, right? And from the user perspective, it's a tap to pay. Under the hood, the meta transactions converts into the relay and then now transfers into the C-Chain where the stablecoin is actually settled. And then now the merchant experiences the instant reconciliation. So there's no chargebacks, there's no intermediaries, and there's no crypto knowledge needed whatsoever from the user perspective, okay? So that's the actual flow when it comes to now an actual on-chain flow transactions, how it happens. So whenever you're building, just put this in your mind, right? So from the user perspective, the user doesn't need to know any of these abstractions, account abstraction, swapping and bridging tokens and coins, no. All of this is just happening under the hood. That's why we are talking about account abstractions and things like that, okay? All right, cool. So I will end the poll. And I will start our 8th poll. So I will launch the 8th poll right now. We are almost done, guys. Just two more polls to go and we will be good, okay? So our 8th poll is live. Which Solidity interface standard would you use to interact with USDC in a payment smart contract on C-Chain? Silas touched on this a little bit, and yeah. Which one is the correct answer? Remember, you're interacting with USDC in a payment smart contract on C-Chain. Six votes in. 24 remaining. 24 people remaining to vote. So if you've not voted, which one is it? Is it the ERC 721? Is it the ERC 20? Is it the ERC 1155? Is it the ERC 4337? Which one is it? Which one do you use to interact with stablecoin USDC in this case? In a payment smart contract on C-Chain. Two minutes remaining. 2 minutes remaining. Waiting for 14 more people. 14 more people to vote. One minute to go. 1 minute to go. One minute to go. 13 more people to vote. 13 more people to vote. Okay, and time is up. All right, so actually, most of you think it's the ERC20, which is the fungible token standard. And some of you think it's the ERC 1155, which is the multi-token standard. So now, most of you are actually correct. So with USDC would implement the ERC20 standard always, which means that your payment contract will call the IERC20, which is the USDC address, and then it will transfer from the payer, the merchant, and the amount. Now, on the Avalanche C-Chain, the native USDC is deployed on the mainnet. There's a specific wallet address for the same on the mainnet. And always, when you're deploying, you should always use the self-transfer from when you're using the OpenSUP Safe ERC20 in production. So Silas mentioned some of this just in a nutshell, but I'm sure if you join our office hours on Wednesday, we will get deeper into this. So for now, you should just know that if you're gonna be interacting with the USDC, building your payment solutions and deploying them on Avalanche C-Chain, then you should be able to just implement the ERC20, okay? Perfect. So I will end the poll. And I will start our last but not least poll. So stay with me. I know it's been 2 hours now. Your energy levels are definitely down, but we're almost done. Okay, so the 9th poll is live. What is the most important security check to add in our payment smart contract function? What is the most important security check to add in a payment smart contract function? Do you have to check the contract that has Scotch name? Do you have to use a payable modifier on every functionality? Do you have to 1 more minute to go. Let's finish strong, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I believe in you all. Yes, 11 more people to vote. If you've not voted, what are you waiting for? Okay, time is up. Now, most of you, actually all of you think the second option is the correct. Oh, one more person actually thinks otherwise. So most of you actually think that Hard Hat, Foundry, Ethos, JS, VM, Remix, all EVM tools actually work perfectly. However, some of you think that only Avalanche specific tools and no Ethereum tools are compatible. Now, if you've been attending our sessions, you should know that C-Chain is a full EVM, which means it runs the same as the Ethereum virtual machine. This means that your entire existing Solidity plus developer tool chain works perfectly. So whether it's Hard Hat, whether it's Foundry, whether it's Remix, whether it's Ethos, JS, VM, what you need to do is just to point your RPC to an endpoint, which is like the https:/api.avax.network/extension, basically just pointing it to the RPC and your chain ID. And you need 0 relearning, and you'll obtain maximum speed. So the second option, of course, is the correct option. So if you thought otherwise, now you know. So ladies and gentlemen, I will end the poll. That's been an amazing session to interact with you all and just to know where you're at in your development journey and if you're actually gaining something or not. But from today's session, from tonight's poll, I think most of you are actually in the right space, in the right headspace, and you are definitely gaining some knowledge, which is good. Okay, so before I actually end the session, I will just quickly show you our leaderboard. I hope that you all have been actively participating because, yeah. So let me share my entire screen so that you could just have a look at who is actually, who is actually leading on the leaderboard. Okay, so far as you can see my screen, we have this leaderboard, right? So we have total completed quests, we have 34, we have 3 quests, right? And, oh, interesting. So last I checked on the leaderboard, Anthony was actually leading, but until now, I'm seeing Brian Kipto, you are now leading with 60 points, and you completed 40 minutes ago. Congratulations to you. Now, if you are nowhere to be seen on this leaderboard, where are you and what are you doing? Okay, so we encourage you all to complete all your quests. So these are the quests that are currently live. As you can see, there will be Payments Week 1, which is just around builder registration. Payments Week 2 was around smart contract deployment, and of course, payment integrations is what we are now pushing for. So this is like the this week's Tuesday session. Only 4 people have actually completed. So if you've not completed, please go and submit the quest, all right? So I will drop this link in the chat so that everybody that has not submitted the quest can actually go and submit the quest. So if you're in Nairobi and you are, completing the quest, and we will be using this leaderboard actually to award you with some goodies. So we are in for a treat whenever you, complete your quest. So go ahead and complete your quest. Shout out to Brian, shout out to Junior Anthony Maina, shout out to Mulwa. I say you Mulwa. Love to say it, love to say it. So if you've not completed your quest, so we have 3 quests, that's why it should show 3 out of 3. So if you've only completed 2, it will show you 40. Which means it's just gonna 2 out of 3. So, and if you completed 1, it will just show you 1. And it also shows you which quests have you completed and which ones have you not completed. So if you've not completed all your quests from the 3 sessions that you've already done, please go ahead and complete, because this update, yeah, it's a real-time update, so you're gonna want to go and finish the quest so that you can be considered for any future giveaways. Okay, so shout out to you, our OGs, for leading the quest round this time around, and we look forward to seeing you in person on Friday 19th for more information. Okay, so I will drop this here in the chat so that anybody that has not completed it can go and complete. Perfect. So before I wrap up, I'll just invite Joseph to quickly share something, and then we can call it a night. I have to use it because it's recording from this one laptop.
Okay. Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. So let me just share the entire screen. So there's a link that I've sent here in the chats, and for those who do not have it, I'm still going to share it in the WhatsApp channel. So this is our official mini hack website. So for all resources, shortcuts, you can be getting them here. If you want to access the leaderboard, you can basically click on leaderboard, and it's going to take you to the leaderboard whereby you're going to get the quests. And speaking of quests, we are going to update a new quest for today's session, for the week 2 session. So, and all the contribution guide will be attached on the website and on GitHub. So I've already sent an announcement to the GitHub page. If you can just head over to your GitHub, go to the discussion section, you'll see the announcement that I've sent. Let me see. Let me do this. Just give me a second. Share my entire screen. So once you come to the GitHub, head over to that specific mini hack template. So I've already dropped like a scaffold of the tasks that are going to be there. So as you can see, there's a folder here called week 2. So it's already scaffolded with the quests that you're going to do. And on the website, if you head over to the website, you can have a first run of the quests that I'm going to update on the leaderboard. They're already on the website. So just head over to get started, and then scroll down up to week 2 quests. These are the quests that you're going to be submitting, so you can be checking on them meanwhile as we are updating the quest here on the submission where you'll be submitting the quest. So all information, guidance, you'll find them on GitHub. Yeah. I think that's all from me. Have a nice time. You can just read the contribution.md. It's going to guide you through the weekly submission, how you're going to do them, and how to create the pull request, how a good pull request looks like. Yeah, that's basically it for me. Thank you. Have a nice time.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So in case anyone has a question or any concern, or do not know where to get whatever information, let us know and we'll be happy to help. All right, so as we are wrapping up this session, I just wanted to ensure that everybody actually completes the different quests. So we have already our week 2 session 1 quest that we'd love for all of you to complete. You only have like 4 submissions. So I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, and in case anybody has a question, we are happy to go through this together. Okay, so I'll just drop it here. Perfect. All right, so I will stop recording, and then in case anybody is facing any challenges, feel free to just ask away. So I hope everybody has actually opened the link. So I will share my screen so that I could just like go with you slowly and help you fill out your weekly quests. Okay, so I will share my screen. So open the link I've shared in the chat so that you can go with me just step by step, and if in case you are stuck, let me know and I'll be happy to help. Okay, so this is the week 2 session 1, right? Of course you have to put your name and your email. Now we have different missions for this weekly quests, and so let me know if you're following me, if you're following with me, so that I can know if I could continue doing this or you're good to go. Just give me some reactions if you're following me. Perfect. I see you, Lawrence. I see you, Vincent. I see you. So amazing, amazing, amazing. So let's go. Okay, so okay, have you opened it? Yeah, so put your name and put your details. Put your name, put your email. Give me a reaction if you're already on the mission. If you're already on the mission, give me like a thumbs up so that you can just get started with you slowly, step by step. Okay, let me just see who is actually following. If you're ready, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, guys. Amazing, Vincent, amazing, Sonia, amazing, Kanta, amazing. Okay, good. So first mission, from memory or your session notes. I hope you're taking session notes, by the way. So you want to list and briefly describe all the 6 layers of Avalanche Web3 payment stack in the correct order. So what you need to submit is a written list of 6 layers with 1 sentence description of what each layer does. So we have like up to like 6 layers, right? So the first layer is the app layer, right? So I'll just like help you get through your weekly quests so that at least everybody actually finishes the session, the session quest, right? So we have up to 6 layers. So the layer 1 is the app layer, which is the user-facing surface. For example, AppTop, Urban Space, Avax Card user interface, right? And then the second layer is the wallet abstraction layer. So this layer handles embedded wallets, key management, no seed phrases exposure. We've talked about this from this session. So you can use like we talked about Privy, Dynamic, or Core SDK, right? So that's the second layer. The third layer is the transaction orchestration, which actually is the meta transactions, relayers, gas abstractions, such as gasless, Biconomy, or Zero Dev. And the fourth layer is the settlement layer, so which is actually facilitates the real on-chain settlement via stablecoin USDC/Font on C-Chain with fast finality. We've talked about this also from our session. And then the fifth layer is the issuer, compliance layer, right? So this is the infra layer. So it handles the KYC, identity checks, compliance, stable coins, and stuff like that, okay? And then the sixth layer is the merchant integration layer, which includes the APIs, point of sale connectors, and reconciliation, right? So let's all answer the mission, the first mission. Let me know if you've completed the first mission. Give me a hand, give me some reaction. Amazing. I see you, Moses. I see you, Joseph. I see you. Amazing. So I hope that everybody is actually, following through. So let me just ensure everybody is following, and I'll drop this in here. Cool. So on to our next mission. So the next mission, you are supposed to research and answer the following 4 questions about real-world Avalanche payment deployments covered in the session, right? So, question 1, question 2, and Q3. Q1, in the Avalanche New York City pilot, what is the step-by-step transaction flow from a customer tapping to pay the merchant receiving funds? Write it as a flow. So we've gone through this somehow, right? And then the second question is, what is fraud and why does it matter for compliance layer 5 of the pay stack, right? We also explore the different layers. Question 3, what is the role of a layer in the transaction orchestration layer and why does it make Web3 payments feel like Web2? Okay, so this is a quest around identity and settlement layer. So if you're new, this might be challenging, but if you've been attending the sessions, this should be easy, okay? So I'll just give you 1 minute to think, and then I'll just help you through the session. So this will require at least 2 to 3 sentences for each, okay? So to answer the first Q1, right? So it says, in the Avalanche New York City pilot, what was the step-by-step transaction flow from a customer tapping to pay to the merchant receiving funds? So you have to write it as a flow. So user to what, and then to merchant. So the correct answer. So user signs the meta transactions and then transfers to the relay, broadcasts it on C-Chain, and then the merchant is able to receive USDC in seconds. We've kind of gone through this actually. And then to answer your Q2, what is the front and why does it matter for the compliance layer 5 of the payment stack? Now, FRNT is the Finality Resilient Network Token, right? So it's Wyoming state regulated stablecoin. So we've explored this as well. It brings government grade KYC compliance backed into a blockchain native asset, making it a public sector payment rail on Avalanche. It matters because it legitimizes the compliance layer with regulatory backing. Okay, so that's the question to answer. If you're exploring question 3, feel free to actually also use your ChatGPT or the chat on your Avalanche Builder tab. It will be really, really meticulous and it will help you answer all these questions. So to answer your question 3 is that question is, what is the role of a layer in the transaction orchestration layer and why does it make Web3 payments feel like Web2? All right. So a layer is an off-chain service that picks up signed user transactions and it broadcasts them on chain, paying gas fees on the user's behalf. This removes the need for users to hold AVAX or understand gas, making the experience identical to a Web2 app. Remember this when we were talking about orchestrations, account orchestrations, transaction orchestrations. Yeah, so that's the correct answer. Okay, so since I touched until question 3, I think we'll just leave it at Q3, right? Okay, so if you're with me, give me some reactions. Just confirm if everybody is with me. Amazing, Sonny. Amazing, Jeff. I see you. All right, cool. So, this is supposed to be now, yeah, 100 plus photographs, you know, any of these tools. So if you've used any of these tools, I think that would be great. But the mission is to create a visual diagram of the complete Avalanche Web3 payment stack showing all the 6 layers stacked vertically, at least one rail tool / product place in each layer, arrows showing how a payment flows from the user at the top to the merchant at the bottom. Label with which layer replaces a traditional TradFi intermediary, such as e.g. replaces payment processor. So feel free to just do like a hand drawn of what you've talked about here, the 6 layers on Avalanche payment stack, yeah, so feel free to just use any account, or you can even design and using Figma or Canva, or even just draw a sketch using your phone, and you're able to like upload here. And of course, who doesn't have a GitHub account? So if you do not have a GitHub account, please click new, and then you should be able to go ahead and create a GitHub account using this link over here. If you click on this link, it should take you to create a GitHub account, all right? So I want to encourage everybody to have GitHub accounts, because that will be very, very important as you are onboarding you to GitHub. And then last but not least, there's this link here, the Google Drive, and what you're supposed to do with this is to be able to build in public from day one. So if you click this drive, it should take you to really beautiful posters, right? So this is the Post Me poster. So we encourage everybody to download this poster and post on your Twitter, right? Post on your X. Say something nice about what you're learning, what your expectations are. And then, of course, don't forget to tag at Avax Africa, at Forge_Labs, at Bcenter NBO. Feel free to also tag me and follow me at Lavender Esther 1, and I'll be able to follow back and repost your posts. And of course, you can follow our instructors. We had Silas, so _Silas, if you loved Silas sessions, and also Code Mwangi, if you enjoy his sessions as well. Feel free to tag all of us, okay? And of course, include these hashtags. Must include hashtag Team1 Kenya, hashtag Mini Hack, hashtag build on Avalanche, okay? And then attach a link here. We would love to see what you guys are actually learning. If you have any expectations, if you want us to do anything better, let us know. And also drop here your reflections. Give us your feedback. Anything negative or anything positive, please put it here. I would rather you put it here than go on social media and start to talk about this experience, okay? So just drop here on social media. I encourage you to post some really positive feedback. And if you have any other feedback that you want to give us, please give us your reflection here. So what's that one thing that is still sitting with you? Feel free to drop it here. And in case you also have like some feedback for us on what you could be doing better, what you should be optimizing for, drop it here as well. We would love to see it and would love to support. So quickly, I will just give you like how many, 5 more minutes to just complete this, and we will be able to see who is now currently on the leaderboard, who is leading the session. And yeah, we encourage everybody to just partake in this activity. And yeah, it shows that we are doing something meaningful and something impactful that you would like to be part of. Okay? All right, cool. So got it. Awesome. So yeah, let's give it like a few more minutes for everybody to complete. And in case you have any questions, drop it in the chat. We are here to help you finish all your quests. Okay. So this is this week's quest. Before we jump on another quest, we want to ensure that everybody has actually completed the quest. Okay. So I will just share my screen over here so that you can see real time what's happening, who is scaling up the leaderboard. And yeah, we will be happy to see who are the winners for this cohort actually. So here's the leaderboard. Brian Kipto is still leading. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Anthony Maina and Mulwa, they're still top leaders on this for this cohort, which is good. Okay, so if you've not finished, please finish up, and we will see you popping here. Yes, Junior.
Yes, good evening, Lavender.
Yes.
Good morning. I was told people say good morning.
GM, yes.
GM.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I had something I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
Is the leaderboard alphabetical or
No.
Merit. I'm on merit.
Yes, it's on merit. It prioritizes the people that actually fills up the quest fast. It's not alphabetical, because if it was alphabetical, then Bailey Tamara would be somewhere here, but it's not. So
When Tamara does the third quest, she eventually do before Brian, Andrew will become number 1. Because Brian has just done it 40 minutes ago.
Okay, to help you answer that question, so this is it. So when you're submitting the quest, there is something else that the system considers: the time taken and time of submission. So if you do the submissions early and faster, that's how you get like to the first place. So you might find Brian took like just an example, like 10 minutes or 5 or something of the sort. So that's how it operates. But I'm going to work on it to find a better metric to do so.
yeah. So that, okay, that's okay. So I know you are wondering, because you're among the first people to complete, because last I checked, you were actually leading. So yeah, I understand where that's coming from, but just encourage you to continue completing the quests, and we will be happy to award all the winners for the quests, right? So yeah, so guys, that's it from me, but take your time, complete the quest, ensure that you have completed the quest. At least 3 out of 3 should be on your, on your bio, on your profile, because this is gonna really help us identify who are the best students who should go to the next level, because we will have some level of shortlisting, because not everybody will actually participate in Mini Hack. Just a few that will see that they are serious, the will actually go to the next step. Okay, so you want to actually lock in and just be part of the experience, so that it makes it easier for you to get to the next level. So yeah, like I mentioned, don't forget, we have our weekly office hours every Wednesday at starting at 6 p.m. all the way. And then we have an upcoming session on Tuesday next week, same time as always, 8 p.m. And then we have an upcoming session on Thursday as well, same time, 8 p.m. And then on Friday, on the 19th, we'd love to meet everybody that's participating in this cohort, especially IRL in Nairobi. So we will be doing the Night of Code at Blockchain Center from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So you will consume a lot of coffee and we'll ensure that everybody has a good experience. So please, if you're in Nairobi, we welcome you to participate in our in-person event on Thursday. And then we'll have another in-person event on Saturday, which is the 27th of June, so that you can now invite everybody that is participating to actually pitch their solutions that they have been building, okay? So that's the criteria in case you did not know, okay? Yes, Lawrence?
Where are your offices located at?
Well, if you want to find us, you can always find us at Blockchain Center. And yeah, we encourage you to just communicate, but we are a global organization, so most of the time we operate from a decentralized ecosystem, so we operate remotely. But for this specific cohort, we are located at Blockchain Center. This is Maralal Oasis in Hurlingham, next to, which hotel is this?
4 Points.
Yeah, next to 4 Points by Sheraton. If you come, you should access the lift and you should come to 4th floor. When you get to 4th floor, you just turn to your right. That's where we will be throughout these sessions, every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Friday, whenever we have IRL meetup. So all our events are actually gonna be happening here at Blockchain Center, and we're always here just building. It's a really beautiful space, so you're welcome to join us anytime that you feel like you can make it. And also during the Thursday sessions and Tuesday sessions, if you feel like you're stuck and you are Nairobi and you'd like further support and further assistance, come through. We are here to help all this time. Yeah. So other than that, let me check the leaderboard again. Let me see the progress. Wow, amazing. So far it's 36. We've seen 22 participants now. That's amazing. Keep finishing the quest, guys. Before our 4th quest go live, we hope that everybody would have finished all the 3 quests. So if you see, for example, let me just use an example, not just putting anybody on the spot, but I'm just like using an example. So, for example, if you come here to the leaderboard, you should see that Brian Kipto has completed all the 3 quests because this is the 3 greens. Junior Anthony Maina as well, you've completed 3 quests. Congratulations to you. Jeff Mwangi, oh, I've seen Jeff has curled up the leaderboard. Welcome to the to the top team. We love to see it. I see you. So you've already completed the 3 quests. Also, Mulwa, you've completed the 3 quests. So those are like our, index ones, guys. So Bailey Tamar, you have only done 2 quests out of 3. So we'd love for you to go and complete the last quest. Andrew, the same. You've not completed the 3rd quest. Ronnie, the same. You've not completed the 3rd quest. So for example, let me explore Nelson. Nelson has completed the 3rd and the 2nd quest, but not the 1st one. So please go back and complete the 1st quest. Nelson Saraiva, you've completed only the 1st quest. So the 2nd quest and the 3rd quest are still missing. So same to everybody that has only 1 green mark on against their name. So please go back and complete all the quests because it's very, very important. So let me see if I can share the links to the other quests over here, just so that everybody can have an easy time. So this is, if you've not completed the quest, so this is the quest. So let me drop quest 1. We've not completed quest 1. This is the link to the quest 1. In case you have any questions, feel free to drop them here. We are here to help. So I'll drop it here. I'll drop quest 1. So that is quest 1. So go and complete quest 1 right now if you've not completed. And then this is going to be the quest 2. I'm going to drop the quest 2 right now. So go and complete quest 2. So this is the quest 2. And then if you've not completed the quest 3, which is now for this week on Tuesday, please go and complete quest 3 so that it's easier for you to be able to complete all the other upcoming quests, because it's progressive. If you miss one step, it becomes hard and difficult for you to catch up, and it's only unfair for you. So we want to encourage everybody to actually complete the quest, because in the process you're learning, you're contributing, and we are noticing you, and we are scaling you up to the next phase, to the next level. We only want active participants. We only want people that are actually active and are building to go to market and are very intentional because of the kind of pathway that you're creating for you. So at the end of this mini hack, your project will not just die in a repo. We want to support you to go to market. We want to ensure that we have founders that are building on Avalanche, getting supported, and actually going to market and generating revenue. Business owners, become entrepreneurs, because what other time would you want to be an entrepreneur other than right now? Okay, so we have so many plans for you guys, and I wish you could just take the advantage of this, because I wish when I was getting started in this Web3 space, I could find opportunities like this, because some of us actually got to learn these things the hard way. That's why we find it so important for us to be able to create such pathways for builders like yourself. So I feel like you are the luckiest cohort ever, because number one, you're building in the agentic era, so there's no stress of you starting to learn Solidity and Rust and Wasm, whatever it is. It's just simple. Know the right tools, know the right architecture that you need to follow through, and actually go ahead and build it. All right. So appreciate you all for the session. Appreciate you all for being present. Appreciate you all for your active participation. As always, we are in WhatsApp and you're on Telegram. So please, please, please ensure that you join our Telegram, ensure that you join our WhatsApp group, and we'll be happy to support and help you all, okay? I'm looking forward to those tweets, so please ensure that you post on X and tag us, tag all of us. Yeah, feel free to follow me, feel free to follow any other moderator for the session, feel free to follow any tutor, and yeah, happy building. And on Friday, everybody, if you're in Nairobi, invite your friends and please come through, because we will be getting our hands dirty and we'll be actually building solutions. So if you're not in Nairobi, no worries at all. We will have hybrid sessions like this one. So we will facilitate both virtual and IRL sessions so that everybody is on the same page. So we totally understand most of you are joining us from different parts of the country, different parts of the city, different parts of the continent. Not everybody is even in Kenya. Let's start from there. So we understand that, and we're gonna ensure that we cater for all of your needs, okay? So that has been my time. Thank you everybody for this session, and if you can just turn on your camera so that you can take a quick photo before we wrap up. Let's take a quick photo before we wrap up, guys.
Answer this question.
Yes, I see all. Please, if you can turn on your camera. Let me see, there's a question in the chat. So I see, Kanta, you're asking if there's a reward for active contributors in a meeting. So that's our petition to include rewards for all active participants. Yes, petition to include all of that. So we're gonna put that into consideration so that it's inclusive, right? Not just IRL alone, but also the people that are actively engaging in the chat, okay? Yeah, and in the calls, yeah. So we're gonna consider that as well. So no problem. Thank you for your feedback and thank you for your contribution as well. We'll see you and we appreciate you. Okay, awesome. So I think our able team, Sonny, is on the call. So Sonny, can you help us take a picture? Yeah. If you can, please turn on your camera, guys. If you can't turn on your camera, we'd love to see you. We'd love to see everybody. Okay. Let us know if it's good to go, Sony. Today I'm using a very interesting gadget, but let me try and take a picture. Okay, so give me a smile, guys.
In 3, 2, 1.
Okay, all right. Another one, just one last picture before you log off. Okay, smile. Okay, in the count of 1, 2, the count of 3. Yay, got it. Awesome, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here, staying here with me. I appreciate you all. I look forward to seeing you again in our upcoming calls, and don't forget to invite a friend, okay? All right, bye-bye guys, and have yourselves a beautiful day ahead and a good night.